A new boss has been added into Deepwoken, Knell, and today I'll be covering absolutely everything needed in order to defeat him. This guide will include how to get to him, set up in order to help you prepare for the fight, his attacks and how to counter them, and then finally a full fight so you can see everything being applied. Let's begin. The boss is located in an island deep in the void sea of Eastern Luminate. To reach it, you first want to head to this spot right above Fort Merit, where you should be able to see an island in the distance. Line up your ship with it and then simply sail all the way to the island. Once you're there, simply go down the middle until you see a gateway. Just go through it and that is where Knell is located. There's no requirements in order to actually begin the fight, just interact with him and he will teleport you straight to his dungeon where you can then fight him. But now that you know how to get to him, let's get into some essential setup to help make learning him way more easier and also way more consistent. First off, you will die learning this boss. You will die a lot. Which is why I heavily recommend that you interact with the inn at Fort Merit and set your spawn location there. And since the island is incredibly far away, you should also buy an ironclad to make the travel considerably faster between attempts. Alternatively, if you have TP belt, then you can just set a bunch of markers at the island to teleport there every time you die and save yourself a ton of time. Moving on, as you will see, this boss has attacks which literally force you to hold block and that deal a ton of posture damage, which is why going into this fight, I recommend that you have a minimum of 35 posture. That's the minimum you should have, but the more the better since blocking is a huge part of this boss fight and having a lot of posture will make the fight considerably easier. As for the enchant you should go with, I heavily recommend that you go with Vampirism since the tempo it provides will make you able to tank a lot more hits, making learning the fight a lot easier. Not to mention that his rival enchant Providence Thorn just flat out doesn't work against them, so all in all Vampirism is by far your best option. I do want to note that in the background you'll see me rock Astral since it matches my outfit and also helps speed up the fight by a bit, but you should definitely go with Vampirism. That's pretty much all for the setup though. Now let's move on to what all his attacks are and how to defend against them. Like your typical boss, Knell has 2 phases and will move on to his second phase once he reaches 3 bars of health, where he then speeds up his attacks and starts using new attacks. Unlike your typical boss though, this boss isn't one you can easily stat check since he can deal a lot of damage quickly and also has a ton of health. And for this boss, it is also essential that you learn all of the attack indicators. I'll quickly cover all of them just in case you forgot or simply just didn't know them. If an attack has a green indicator, then you can only parry it. If it has a white outline, then you can only jump above it. If it has a blue indicator, you can only block it. And finally, if it has a red indicator, then you can only dodge it. Make sure to remember these as they are essential for this fight. With that said, let's actually cover his attacks. For his first phase, he will cycle between 6 of them. The first attack is his barrage, where he will simply slash at you 6 times, indicated by the sound effects. This attack is parryable, blockable, and dodgeable. However, if you try to block it, he will often hit behind your block, so you should only parry it. You also get a lot of AP frames, so you can get M1s in for free while you're parrying the attack. Next up is his leap, where he will jump into the air and then slam into the ground. The only way to counter this attack is to jump, and it is also quite delayed, so make sure to time your jump a bit after the white outline, otherwise you will get hit. Next up is his grab, which you can only parry. This attack single-handedly makes this fight considerably harder since it has an incredibly fast windup when compared to some of his other attacks, which I'll cover very soon. You will also follow it up very quickly into another attack, so make sure to only get one M1 in after parrying it and then be ready for the next. Next up is his bell fall attack, indicated by him flicking one of his arm upwards and this sound effect. You can parry and dodge this attack, however you cannot block it, otherwise you will get instantly guard broken. This attack is quite delayed, so like I said, make sure to stay locked in and not predict parry, otherwise you will get caught off guard a ton by this attack. Next up is his great bell fall, indicated by him throwing both of his hands upwards. This attack is similar to the last, you can only parry and dodge it, but the difference is that this one is considerably more delayed and also does more damage. Funnily enough though, this attack is so delayed to the point where you have enough time to dodge if you predict parry it, so make sure to keep that in mind. Finally, his rain attack, indicated by the blue indicator. This attack is the main reason as to why you should have a lot of posture coming into this fight, as the only way to defend against it is to block it. The whole attack lasts quite long, but just make sure to hold block the entire time and you'll be fine as long as you have enough posture. Once the sequence is over though, he will immediately follow it up with another random attack, so be on the lookout and don't try attacking him, otherwise you will get hit. But that's about all his attacks for his first phase. As I said, he will just cycle between all 6 of those until he reaches 3 bars, where he will then let out a scream and enter his second phase. During that scream, you cannot hit him at all, but you can spit on him for free healing, so do keep that in mind. You will then ramp up the frequency of his attacks, and you will also start doing 3 new attacks on top of the previous ones that I already mentioned. The first one is his Toll of the Bell attack, his strongest attack. You will spin around a massive bell before throwing it at you. This move is dodge only and also does insanely high damage, so make sure to not get hit by it no matter what. The most consistent way to avoid it is just to stay calm and fully roll when he goes in the air. Despite the attack looking very intimidating, if you do that, then you won't get hit by it. Next up is his Swirl attack, another very deadly attack. attack. He will turn white and have a tornado effect around him before raining bells around you. During this attack, he will also move stack another random attack, which can be very hard to react to, so be on the lookout. And despite this attack having a white outline, you cannot jump above it, so the only way to defend against it is to stay in the middle and then get ready for his next attack. Or you can just run away from him the moment he's about to do the swirl attack, which is actually what I heavily recommend doing since it is way more consistent. Just make sure to get ready for another attack though, since as I said, he will always use an attack at the same time. And then the final attack is Rain Chimes, where he does a short rain indicated by this sound effect. This attack is parryable, dodgeable, and blockable, and you can also get M1s while you're parrying it. And after doing this rain, he will immediately follow it up with another attack, so once again, be on the lookout. But that's all there is about his attacks. I know that this is a lot of information to process, but it is something that you'll have to get in your head if you want to be able to beat this boss. This boss will feel unfair at first and will take a couple tries, but once you get everything down, he is arguably the most fun boss in all of Deepwoken. Remember, you can always rewatch this segment of the video just in case you forget anything. And with all that said, let's apply everything we just learned and take him on. No, the flawless. Just die, bro. Just die, bro. Just die. Ah, there you go. I ended up being unlucky and getting pretty mediocre loot, but you can sometimes get Moon's Eyes in a new relic, which is really good, alongside all of his exclusive loot. So overall, this boss is really worth it. If you enjoyed this guide and found it helpful, then make sure to leave a like. And with all that said, see ya.